It's been a while since I did a angry rant because there hasn't really been anything to be angry about. And the last one I did didn't end so well in terms of the response I got from people, but it also did go well because it got me about 6.6 thousand views. So thank you to the jackasses who wanted to talk shit on my channel because it still gave me all those views. So I'm already having a bad day, a bad week, and it's only Monday. And E3 is happening since this weekend and continuing till tomorrow. And I was really looking forward to E3. I was really looking forward to a lot of new announcements, some incredible announcements. We got 2 next-gen consoles and a rumored, more powerful current-gen, next-gen console releasing with Nintendo. So I figured there will be a lot of stuff shown. We get a lot of announcements. And what we got so far is a hot pile of dog shit. Let's start with Sony because they're not even going to be at E3. They just said, fuck it, we ain't doing it. You know why? Because they don't have shit to show you. And they want to do another bullshit state of play, which honestly is just a copy and paste of Nintendo Direct. So we're going to just get that out the way. So that means Sony has nothing to show you. No new God of War stuff. They did show, they had a Horizon event for the new Horizon game, which was great. But no new God of War stuff. No new first party stuff. They're not doing Uncharted anymore as far as we know. Nothing with The Last of Us because they don't have anything in development yet for the next Last of Us game. So what's happening with Sony and their first party titles? Nothing. No new Spider-Man. I don't even think Street Fighter 6 is going to release, and 5 was exclusive at one point to Sony and PlayStation. So Sony, they didn't care. They have nothing to show. They're done for this year. Okay, goodbye. Ubisoft, I shouldn't even talk about because they really didn't do shit. All they did was DLC for some of the games and a new Just Dance. Of course, every year Just Dance. New songs come out all the time, whatever. And they showed a trailer, I guess, for an Avatar game. When I was told about it, I thought it was The Last Airbender and not the James Cameron Avatar. I didn't watch either, but it would have been cool for the airbending and all that other shit. But Ubisoft, fuck you, you're gone, goodbye. Square Enix, it was mostly just Final Fantasy shit and some Nier stuff. They didn't really show anything else other than Final Fantasy. The first 6 games are coming to mobile and Steam. There's a new prequel game about Chaos, and I can't remember the name of the knight who works for Chaos, and there's the Warriors of Light. I don't care. It's fucking Final Fantasy. I don't give a shit. If you care, that's whatever you care. Capcom was today, just now. Complete dog shit. Really complete dog shit, because the only thing they really showed that is important, at least to not only just me, but maybe some people out there, is they are making DLC for Resident Evil Village. Which is great, because that game, despite the last fourth of the game, the rest of it was amazing, completely amazing. So they are making DLC, but considering how they did the DLC for 7, it could be the same way for this one. Whereas, a short level here or a challenge mode here, fine. That's completely fine. Maybe they would do a small story expansion. I trust them in the DLC for this. Now, of course, there's no Resident Evil 4 remake news because they, as far as I know, haven't started development or they're just starting development. I didn't care about Resident Evil 4. I didn't like it. I thought it sucked. I played it recently. That's why I didn't like it, because I didn't play it back then. I don't really care about the 4 remake, okay? I don't care about Reverse, because if you've been paying attention to my channel, I gave my Reverse away to a fan on my channel. So, what's my problem with the Capcom E3? Okay, number 1, they showed Monster Hunter Stories 2, bigger trailer. That's fine. I am actually interested in that game. That was fine. But they showed some bullshit prequel to Ace Attorney that no one cares about, even to the point where in the comments, in the live stream, the live chat of the video I saw, a lot of people were saying during that part of the presentation, this is boring, this is slow, no one cares, there's hardly any voice acted cutscenes. Why are people trying to play this? Who cares about this game? Move on, get it over with. No one cares about Ace Attorney, no one wants to play it. And the fact that you have a new character named Herlock Sholmes, that's just lazy. Okay, that's really lazy, Capcom. You can do better than that. You're lazy. Then they ended the presentation with information about the Capcom tournaments they've been doing for Street Fighter 5, which is like, Where is the information of the next Street Fighter game? Where is Street Fighter 6 that people have been telling me has been pushed back, has been delayed? I don't think that's the case. I think there is no Street Fighter 6, and those of you who said the Street Fighter 6 is being delayed is talking out of your ass because there's no Street Fighter 6. What they want to do is keep 5 as a games as a service, because that's what they've been doing, releasing $30 DLC packs that has 6 characters. Not all characters are good, not all characters are interesting. I already made my Dan rant, and that one also had my ass chewed out by all the people in the comments, because I didn't know Dan had a big following in the game. I always knew Dan as the Yamcha of Street Fighter that no one cared about. So apparently I don't know shit about Street Fighter, but I do know is they're not making a 6 anytime soon. They're focusing on 5, they're focusing on the Pro Tournament. That's it. Maybe they'll release another character pack for 5. But I don't think Street Fighter 6 is releasing anytime soon. So that is the issue with the E3 so far. We've gotten crap. There hasn't been anything interesting. Even the WB one had one game that they talked about. I think it was Back for Blood is what they called it, which is like the successor to Left 4 Dead. And even to the point where the Q&A section had fans asking multiple questions, and the response was the same thing. We're not supporting that at launch, but in time we may support it. We're not supporting this at launch, but in time we may support it. What are you supporting then? What are you releasing? Are you just releasing a simple multiplayer team-based game with survivors and monsters without much support of what these fans want? What kind of developer are you to not have all these basic features to support the game that these fans want? It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, to end the part of the rant and the rage and actually get into praise, because the one presentation so far that actually dominated E3, despite some of the stuff that was kind of boring that they showed, was Microsoft, okay? Microsoft actually dominated. Let me start by talking about that new Bethesda game, Starfield, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. People are still overhyped about that game when there really hasn't been much information on it anyway. So I think people need to stop getting hyped, pull their heads out of their ass, and actually wait for some actual decent gameplay, decent story-based trailer to be released, so you know what you're getting into. Okay, they showed more Elder Scrolls Online stuff that no one cares about. They're still putting out content for Fallout 70 shit that no one plays anymore, no one cares anymore. They are showing, more Bethesda games are coming to Game Pass. Fine, whatever, because they're exclusive now, whatever the fuck. But there was a couple of things that I was not happy with in a minor aspect, and things I was happy with. I'll start with Hades on Game Pass. It's not that I didn't, I wasn't happy with it. I thought they were announcing some DLC for Hades. I have it on my Switch, but it's on Game Pass, or it's coming to Game Pass. Great. Yeah, I think it's a great game. It has some very interesting art style, interesting story. It is a challenging game, dungeon crawler, whatever. So that was great. That was a good thing on them showing, hey, there's people who hasn't played it yet. If you have Game Pass, you can play it. Forza Horizon 5. I am both excited and disappointed. Let me tell you why. I didn't really like Forza Horizon 4 as much as I like Horizon 3. But I am excited for Horizon 5. What I'm not excited about, or what I'm really disappointed on, is we were originally told the next Forza, or we were assuming the next Forza was Motorsport, whether it be 8 or whatever they're going to call it. Where is the next Motorsport? You were supposed to do, as they've been doing, Motorsport Horizon, and they just where's the new Motorsport? Who the fuck knows? I figured it would be easier to develop Motorsport than it is to develop Horizon, since you got to make a whole new open world map within a new region. This one being in Mexico, put in all new challenges and secrets and experience boards to find, and new races and cars and everything. I just figured Motorsport would have been easier, and I was actually looking forward to Motorsport this year, and then Horizon the following year or whatever. But Horizon 5 comes out this November. Cool. Of course, still playable on my Xbox One, because I can't afford a Series X, nor do I think I'm going to buy a Series X anytime soon. Moving on to another thing they did really well was Halo. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a shit about Halo. I didn't really play the series at all. I tried to play them, and it wasn't for me. But you take what they first showed us from the first Halo gameplay and compare it to what we saw at the E3, you can tell Microsoft and whatever team is working on it has been working their asses off to not only win back the trust of the fans that they lost from the last presentation, but to make something that looks absolutely stunning. And I am actually going to praise them on that, because all they could have shown was Halo and Forza, and that's all they would have needed for their E3, because that was phenomenal. Both the single player trailer that we saw And the multiplayer gameplay, that gameplay looked fun as hell. I'm not going to play it because, like I said, I don't really play Halo. But they actually did a good job this time by showing Halo and Forza. Everything else I didn't really care about. And despite that, I think Microsoft so far still kicked the ass of E3, okay? Now, that could change with Nintendo because we are suspecting, hoping to see Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, and Switch Pro. We probably are not going to see that at all. We probably won't see anything. But if Nintendo shows Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, and Prime 4, and the Switch Pro, that's it. They've won E3. But so far, Microsoft is winning E3. Bethesda is winning E3 because they have these games coming out for Xbox and people are excited. I forgot to mention Outer Worlds 2 got announced and people are excited, but they have no information at all. They even told it in the trailer as a big joke. We don't know who's going to be in it. We don't know what's going to be in it. We don't know what it's about. We don't know the story. All we know is we're making Outer Worlds 2. They even showed this badass monster in the trailer and was like, oh, is he in the game? No, he's not in the game. So people are excited for the wrong reasons. You're excited over a title and you're not excited over facts. You know, what is it going to look like? How is it going to play? What is the story going to be about? Outer Worlds, I can kind of understand if you enjoyed the first one. I didn't play it, so I don't know. But with Starfield, take your heads out of your asses, stop sniffing Bethesda's ass, and wait till you see some actual content from that game, okay? Other than that, Microsoft won E3 so far. Nintendo still has a chance to hopefully announce these long-awaited titles that we haven't seen or heard of in years. That's my video for today. I'm having a bad day, having a bad week. So, let's see if it gets better or worse from here.